Every single day, thousands of people are trying their best to protect their kidneys. They cut back on salt, drink more water, and follow every rule they've ever heard. Yet, their creatinine keeps rising. Their potassium stays high. Their lab results look worse month after month. And the question is, why? They avoid red meat. They switch to lighter meals. They watch their sugar and try to stay active. They do everything they've been told, but one quiet mistake keeps slipping through their routine, and almost nobody talks about it. It's not a supplement. It's not a medication. It's something much simpler, and it starts with the very first choices they make each day. Here's what most people don't realize. Your kidneys are not just filters. They're responders. They react to every message your body sends, especially in the morning. The first food you eat, the first drink you take, the first amount of protein you consume. Those signals tell your kidneys how hard they need to work. If that first signal is too heavy, too salty, or too high in protein, the kidneys feel that impact immediately. And if that message overloads your kidneys, even slightly, no amount of healthy eating later in the day can undo the pressure it puts on your filtration system. That tiny mistake, repeated day after day, can silently push creatinine higher, weaken your filtration rate, and force your kidneys to work harder than they should. So today, I want to cut through the confusion. No fluff. No recycled advice. Just clear, practical science you can use starting today. And it begins with understanding the one thing kidney patients must control more carefully than almost anything else. Let's move into the first and most important step. The one change that has helped thousands protect their kidneys without supplements or complicated routines. Those signals tell your kidneys how hard they need to work. If that first signal is too heavy, too salty, or too high in protein, the kidneys feel that impact immediately. And if that message overloads your kidneys, even slightly, no amount of healthy eating later in the day can undo the pressure it puts on your filtration system. That tiny mistake, repeated day after day, can silently push creatinine higher, weaken your filtration rate, and force your kidneys to work harder than they should. When it comes to protecting your kidneys, one of the most powerful steps you can take is learning how to manage creatinine through your daily diet. This is not just about eating healthy in a general sense. It is about understanding how your body uses protein, how your kidneys respond, and how small changes can make a major difference in your lab results. When you get this right, many people see more stable creatinine numbers, less fatigue, and better day-to-day comfort. And the best part is that it starts with simple, practical choices you can make right at home. The science behind creatinine is simple but important. Creatinine is a waste product created when your muscles break down protein. This process is happening every minute of the day, even while you sleep. But when you eat more protein than your body actually needs, that extra protein turns into extra creatinine. And for someone with kidney problems, that extra load can quickly overwhelm the filtering system. Your kidneys are already working harder than they should. When you send them more waste than they can handle, creatinine levels rise in the blood. That is why diet plays such a central role. It is not just about what you avoid. It is about what your kidneys can realistically manage. Light protein intake can help many people keep creatinine levels from climbing too fast. But the right amount depends on each person's condition. If your protein levels in the blood are normal, a lighter protein diet gives your kidneys a break. It reduces the amount of waste your body produces and allows your kidneys to keep up without being overloaded. But if your protein levels are low, your body needs enough protein to stay strong. Without it, you may face serious problems like muscle loss, weakness, anemia, or fluid buildup. This is why some patients actually need more protein, not less, even if creatinine temporarily rises. The key is choosing protein sources that are gentle on the kidneys and using them in the right way. There are real risks if you get the balance wrong. Eating too much protein can raise creatinine quickly, putting unnecessary pressure on your kidneys. Eating too little protein can make you weak, increase swelling, and slow your recovery. And many people do not realize that animal proteins, especially heavy meats, create more waste that the kidneys must filter. Even healthy people can feel sluggish after a heavy steak dinner. For someone with kidney disease, the impact is much greater. The goal is not to eliminate protein, but to choose sources that create less waste and are easier for your kidneys to process. So how do you do this the right way? Start small. Many kidney specialists recommend getting most of your protein from plant-based sources or from small amounts of dairy. Beans, lentils, and soft pulses can give you the protein you need with far less waste compared to heavy meats. A small serving of milk or yogurt every other day can help maintain strength without overwhelming your kidneys. The timing of your protein also matters. Instead of eating a large amount in one sitting, spreading it throughout the day can keep your kidneys from being overloaded. And always pair your protein with enough hydration, taken in small, steady amounts, so your body can flush waste gradually without straining the kidneys. There are simple variations you can try to keep meals enjoyable. If beans feel too heavy, try lighter varieties like split lentils or mung beans, which tend to digest more easily. You can blend cooked pulses into soups for a smoother texture that is gentle on your stomach and easier to absorb. For those who tolerate dairy, adding a spoon of yogurt to a light lunch can provide a soft protein boost without overwhelming your kidneys. These variations help you stay consistent while giving your body the building blocks it needs to stay strong. A few precautions are important. If you have swelling, heart problems, or a history of high potassium, always follow the specific guidance your doctor gives you. Some people need tighter controls depending on their stage of kidney disease. And remember, protein supplements, protein shakes, and gym powders are almost always too concentrated for anyone with kidney issues. They can spike creatinine in a matter of days and should be avoided unless a specialist clearly approves them. If you are new to my channel, I am Dr. Mattheus from Kidney Health 365. If you find this information helpful, make sure to subscribe, like, and share. Your support helps this community grow and allows more people to learn how to protect their kidneys the right way. Now that you understand how protein affects creatinine and how to use diet to stay in control, let's move into the next big factor that every kidney patient needs to monitor closely. Creatinine may rise slowly, but potassium can become dangerous very quickly. In the next section, we will talk about how to choose the right foods to keep your potassium levels safe and steady. Managing potassium is one of the most important steps for anyone living with kidney problems. When you choose the right foods, you protect your heart, your muscles, and your overall safety. And when you avoid the foods that push potassium too high, you give your kidneys the support they need to stay stable. This is one of the most life-saving parts of kidney nutrition. And it starts with understanding which foods help and which ones quietly put you at risk. Potassium is essential for muscle movement, including the heartbeat. Your nerves need it. Your muscles rely on it. But because damaged kidneys cannot remove potassium properly, even one high-potassium food can raise levels faster than most people expect. When potassium rises, the heart muscle slows down. Signals become weaker. Some people feel tired or lightheaded. Others feel nothing at all, until levels climb high enough to become dangerous. This is why choosing lower potassium foods makes a real difference. It gives your heart a steady rhythm and reduces the load on your kidneys. There are real risks when potassium intake is not controlled. Root vegetables like potatoes, sweet potatoes, and beets carry a heavy potassium load that can spike levels quickly. Leafy greens like spinach, parsley, and cilantro contain dense concentrations that become even stronger when blended into a paste. Fruits like bananas, avocados, kiwis, coconuts, and all dried fruits can raise potassium more than many people realize. And certain items should be avoided completely, such as low-sodium salts and fruit juices. These products may appear harmless, but they often contain concentrated potassium sources that your kidneys cannot manage. If potassium rises too high, it can slow the heart, weaken your muscles, and in serious cases, lead to dangerous complications. So how do you control potassium safely and confidently? Start by choosing vegetables grown above the ground. These vegetables tend to be naturally lower in potassium and easier for your kidneys to handle. Bell peppers, cucumbers, cabbage, cauliflower, and green beans are great examples. They give your body vitamins, fiber, and antioxidants without overwhelming your kidneys. When preparing vegetables, boil them in water and then drain the liquid. This simple step helps pull potassium out of the food, making it safer to eat. Avoid blending leafy greens into sauces or pastes, because that concentrates potassium into a small amount of food. When it comes to fruit, stick with options known for their lower potassium levels. Apples, grapes, berries, and pineapple are usually safer choices. Eat them whole instead of juicing them, because juice concentrates potassium into a smaller volume. If you enjoy variety, try combining lower potassium fruits into a small fruit salad with a squeeze of lemon to brighten the flavor. It gives you a refreshing, kidney-friendly option without putting strain on your heart or kidneys. There are easy variations you can use to make meals more enjoyable. If you miss potatoes, try boiling and soaking sliced potatoes in fresh water before cooking. While this does not remove all the potassium, it lowers it enough for some patients who have been approved by their care team. Another variation is replacing mashed potatoes with mashed cauliflower. It has a similar texture, it tastes great with herbs, and it naturally contains far less potassium. These substitutions keep meals comforting without putting your health at risk. A few precautions are important. Always check with your doctor if you take medications that affect potassium, such as certain blood pressure medications or heart medications. Some people need stricter potassium limits depending on their lab results. And remember, just because a food is considered healthy does not mean it is safe for kidney disease. Leafy greens, coconut water, and dried fruits are common examples of healthy foods that become unsafe when kidneys cannot remove potassium well. When in doubt, look up the potassium content or ask your care team. Now, I would love to hear from you. If you have never checked potassium in your foods before, type 0 in the comments. If you have already been watching your potassium, type 1. Your comments help this community learn from one another and stay encouraged on this journey. As powerful as potassium control is, there is another factor that makes an enormous difference in kidney health. And many people overlook it. It is not a food. It is not a supplement. It is how you manage the fluids you drink each day. In the next section, we will talk about how to find the right balance, avoid swelling, and support healthy filtration without overloading your kidneys. Let's move into that now. Managing how much fluid you drink each day is one of the most overlooked, yet most powerful ways to protect your kidneys. When you get this right, you support smoother filtration, better energy levels, and more stable lab numbers. When you get it wrong, even by a small amount, it can lead to swelling, pressure on the heart, and rising creatinine or potassium. Fluid management is not about drinking a lot or a little. It is about drinking the right amount for your body's condition. Your kidneys control the balance of water inside your body. They decide how much to keep and how much to send out through urine. But when kidneys are weak, they can no longer adjust quickly. That means drinking too little leaves you dehydrated and unable to flush out waste. And drinking too much causes fluid to build up in your legs, your lungs, and even around your heart. Many people are surprised to learn that both extremes can make creatinine and urea look worse. The goal is a steady, gentle flow of fluid that supports your kidneys, instead of overwhelming them. The risks become more serious when extra fluid starts to collect inside the body. If you notice swelling in your legs, especially around the ankles, that is a clear sign your kidneys are not removing fluid fast enough. This buildup can make your heart work harder and can raise blood pressure. On the other hand, not drinking enough can cause dizziness, dark urine, constipation, and a sudden rise in blood waste because the kidneys do not have enough liquid to filter with. Some people also make the mistake of drinking a large amount of water at once. This forces the kidneys to handle too much in a short time, putting strain on a system that is already struggling. So how do you find the right balance? First, pay attention to swelling. If you have swelling in your feet or ankles, you need to reduce your total daily fluid intake and work with your doctor to help increase urine output. In cases like this, the body may be holding more water than you realize, and lowering your intake helps prevent further buildup. If you do not have swelling, you can drink enough to stay hydrated, but always in small, steady amounts. A good guideline for many patients is to drink around 100 milliliters at a time, with at least 15 to 20 minutes between each drink. This keeps your kidneys from being overwhelmed and helps them handle waste more effectively. You can also make small adjustments during the day to keep yourself comfortable. If your mouth feels dry, take a small sip instead of a large drink. If you take medications that require water, spread your intake throughout the day instead of all at once. Avoid chugging water after meals, because your kidneys need time to process the fluids and the nutrients together. Room temperature water is often easier on the stomach and can help you pace your drinking without discomfort. There are simple variations that can help you maintain hydration safely. If plain water feels too bland, try infusing it with a thin slice of apple or a small piece of cucumber. This gives you a gentle flavor boost without adding potassium or sugar. You can also take small ice chips instead of drinking full cups of water. It provides hydration slowly, which is easier on the kidneys. These little adjustments make the routine more enjoyable and help you stay consistent. A few precautions are worth mentioning. Some people take medications that affect urine output, such as diuretics or heart medications. If you are on these prescriptions, follow your doctor's instructions carefully, because your fluid needs may change from week to week. People with heart failure or uncontrolled blood pressure must be especially cautious, because extra fluid can increase strain on the heart. And remember, beverages like soups, broths, gelatin, milk, tea, and even ice count toward your daily fluid total. Many patients forget this and end up drinking more than they intended. Before we move on, I want to hear from you. If you have never tracked your daily fluid intake before, type 0 in the comments. If you already monitor how much you drink each day, type 1. Your answers help others see that they are not alone in this journey. Now that we have covered how to balance fluids safely, there are still a few important warnings every kidney patient should know. These are the details that often get missed, but can make a major difference in your health. Let's move into the next section, where we talk about the key precautions that help protect your kidneys day after day. There are a few important reminders that every kidney patient should keep in mind, because even small mistakes in daily habits can lead to complications. These points are not meant to scare you, but to guide you, so you can protect your kidneys with confidence. First, always be cautious with foods that seem healthy but are not kidney safe. Leafy greens, dried fruits, coconut water, and low-sodium salts often contain far more potassium than people realize. Even a small serving can push levels higher than your kidneys can handle. When in doubt, check the potassium content or ask your care team before adding something new to your diet. Second, remember that fruit juices and blended vegetable pastes are very concentrated. They remove fiber and condense nutrients, which may sound beneficial. But for kidney patients, it often means a sudden surge of potassium or natural sugars. Eating whole fruits and cooked vegetables is a safer choice for most people with reduced kidney function. Third, be careful with herbal powders, protein drinks, or health tonics promoted online. Some contain hidden potassium, phosphorus, or high amounts of protein. They can raise waste levels quickly and make your lab results worse. Always talk to your doctor before starting any supplement, especially if you take medications for blood pressure, diabetes, or heart conditions. Finally, pay attention to your body. Swelling, unexplained fatigue, shortness of breath, or changes in urine are signals that your kidneys may be under stress. These symptoms should never be ignored. When caught early, many problems can be managed more easily. Before we wrap up, I want to remind you that everything we covered today is about protecting your kidneys through simple, thoughtful choices. These choices give you more control and more peace of mind. Now, let's bring everything together as we move into the conclusion, where I will highlight the key steps and the most important reminders to carry with you each day. Here is the conclusion section you requested, written in a clear, warm, senior-friendly American tone, following all required structure and YouTube community standards. We covered a lot today, but the message is simple. You can protect your kidneys by controlling 3 key areas. Keep your protein in the right range, so creatinine does not rise faster than it should. Choose low-potassium foods to protect your heart and muscles. And manage your daily fluids carefully, so your kidneys can filter waste without becoming overloaded. These small decisions add up, day after day, and they give your kidneys the support they need. Kidney problems often progress quietly. Many people do not feel symptoms until the damage is already advanced. That is why starting today matters. Waiting, hoping, or ignoring early warning signs can lead to higher numbers, more fatigue, and more complications over time. Taking action now helps you stay ahead of the problem instead of chasing it later. But here is the good news. You do not need big dramatic changes to make a difference. Small, steady steps are enough. Choosing one safer vegetable, drinking 1 glass of water the right way, adjusting your protein just a little. These choices strengthen your kidneys one day at a time. And every improvement, no matter how small, is a win. You are not alone in this. Thousands of people in this community are making the same journey, and many are seeing real improvements through simple, consistent habits. Right after this video, choose one action you can start today. Maybe you look up the potassium content of your favorite fruit. Maybe you measure your water for the first time. Maybe you adjust your dinner to use lighter protein. Pick one step and begin. That is how progress starts. Remember, everything in this video is educational, not medical advice. Kidney disease is complex, and every person's needs are different. Always talk with your doctor or care team before making major changes to your diet, supplements, or fluid plan. If you found this helpful, I invite you to subscribe to Kidney Health 365 and turn on notifications so you never miss a new video. And if you want to keep learning, watch the next video I have linked for you. It walks through more kidney-safe foods and daily habits that can support your health. I look forward to seeing you there.